Hello everybody, this is quite a new and cool mask. It's the Forsheda F2 A4 I believe. Now I wasn't able to find out loads of information on these, but they've started turning up on the UK surplus market now. But I have to issue you a bit of a warning with this, because every seller that's got these says they're brand new masks, designed in like 2012 or something, they're not surplus stock. However, if you look closely at the mask, you'll see that rubber on mine is dated, if it focuses, 1994. And that's the same on the inner seals and everything. I checked it. So I contacted the seller I bought this from. They were very good. They gave me a partial refund. They said I could send it back and get a full refund or get a partial one. I opted for a partial one because obviously I like collecting the masks, and the mask is in very good condition. And they said what they think's happened is where they've ordered a load in, the company they've bought them from has not been entirely truthful. There's been a really mixed lot in there. Because when I got this, it was new, as in it was completely wrapped and sealed, so obviously they hadn't opened it up to check the dates on the rubber. It didn't come with a filter, and it was £60, and then it was £50 once they knocked the £10 off for me as a partial refund, which I was happy with. So yeah, just be advised, if you're going to buy one of these, and any of the places that are selling them are advertising them as new, brand new masks, as soon as it arrives, check the date and make sure you order it from somewhere where you have good buyer protection, because I imagine you might be like me and you might get one that isn't actually a brand new mask and it's about 20 years old. Because what I imagine's happened is there's been new versions of these masks put out, and then, because it's a Swedish mask, Forsheda's, they've gone, Sven, the mask is out of date, let's sell them on the surplus market. And then somebody's bought them, thinking they're newer masks, and they actually are. But regardless of that, the Swedish F2 mask that this is based on, Forsheda, is a military mask. And the A4, which is a civilian version, at least I believe this is an A4, has the drinking tube removed here. On the F2, normal F2, there's a drinking tube here. And I think you can change the filter on this side. This is sealed like on the older S10s. You've got like one non-removable side and this side where you can remove the filter plug and put a filter on. So standard 40mm NATO mask, very very good. You'll see it bears a strong resemblance to the S10 in my opinion, and I think this is probably heavily influenced by the S10. So it's basically, if you like the Avon S10 you will like this mask. In my opinion, this has even better lenses than the S10, very good field of vision, more of the American triangular style ones. And this is a mask where I've seen it a few times appear, but I never really knew what it was until I saw them on the surplus site. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get one of those. So for comparison, there's the A4 next to an S10. As you can see, the S10 has a drinking tube on, but if you remove that, it's pretty much the same thing. The filter goes on the left side, this bit's not removable. Voice diaphragm on the front. The S10's got the second voice diaphragm here. Both give very very good field of vision. I think, as I said, that's slightly better than the S10, but there's not going to be much in it. It's sort of like I said, if you like the S10 you'll like this mask. I prefer the straps on the Forsheda. They're fabric, so it's more like the FM12, CT12, which means the straps aren't quite as good if you're in a contaminated environment, because they're cloth. But on the other hand, they're more comfortable because they're fabric straps. Inner masks are very similar. Ignoring the drinking tube on the S10, you've got your kind of nose oral sort of nasal cup there, and you've got the same on the S10. The inside masks are very similar. As I said, if you like the S10, you'll like the Forsheda. Now, I really do think they looked at the S10 and said, let's copy that, and rather than doing a straightforward clone, they've changed a few bits for the better. And it's a very very good mask. Now, where I ordered it, it didn't come with a filter, but as it's 40mm Stanag, you can put any normal filter on it. What I bought off of Amazon, because this is a very good thing that they stock these on Amazon, you can get Scott Particulate filters on Amazon. Brand new, absolutely no risk, will be guaranteed to work because they come sealed. I've opened it to do a video on it. So obviously you just screw it on as usual. No activated charcoal in this because it is a just a particulate filter. In an NBC filter, just to demonstrate this, At the bottom of an NBC filter you have the particulate filter, that's in that section where you can see the white sort of stuff. Exactly the same as that filter there, but in the top sections where you have the activated charcoal, so you can see the ridge there where it separates the filter sections. You can sort of slightly hear the activated charcoal rattling. So that filter will protect you from less than this one will, but you can buy these for about £6 on Amazon for just a particulate filter, which is really good because that stops tear gas and lots of things. Just not necessarily more nasty chemical weapons, but it seems on both Amazon and eBay you can buy fully wrapped new sort of industrial ABEC type filters which protect you from the vast majority of industrial gases and chemical weapons, because it's like a load of different activated charcoals treated in different chemicals, and they also have particulate filters on if you get the ABEC one plus a particulate filter. So it's exactly the same as an NBC filter, but you can buy them brand new for not too much money because it's sold as an industrial filter to civilians, not as old NBC surplus stock. So anyway, now the interesting part. I am going to test this mask. Right, so I'm going to put the mask on. What I'm going to do is fully loosen all the straps and then tighten them. And one thing I do really like about this mask is how well it actually fits my face. It's a size 2, which seems to be the NATO size that I normally go for. With NATO masks, normally size 1 is very large, size 4 is small. But if I have a size 2 on these and a size 2 S10, this actually fits me better. So, I'll obviously put the mask on. And what I'm saying is that when I tighten these straps, I get a really good chin seal on this. It's like welded itself to my face, which is actually what you really want, because it means that, you know, the actual mask is not going to come loose under any circumstances with my head. So just check all those straps are different and tight. And there we go, I've got a really good seal with my face on this mask. As said, I've got a really good field of view. Both lenses complement each other quite well where they're close, so I get a bit of vision here where it's a bit blurry, where one eye can't see but the other can, so it crosses over well. I can see the filter there, which is actually good if I wanted to tighten it or take it off. You know, you can actually see without just going to the bottom of your mask. As said, that's fixed plastic that you can't take it off. On the military F2s that's interchangeable as far as I'm aware. On the civilian A4s it's not. Very good field of view and new filter as said, so we're going to test it now, and hopefully you can hear that the voice diaphragm is fairly good on this mask, so let's go. Right, now for the test. I'm assuming that the particulate filter will stop aerosols. If it won't, then I will switch my filter to an NBC filter, because I should still have some that have got enough fresh activated charcoal in to work. But the manual for this filter does say if you can smell anything, the filter isn't working. So it should hopefully block aerosols. So right, let me start spraying it. And I can't smell a thing. Right, so basically, as I was saying, these masks have turned up on the UK surplus market. As far as I'm aware, they've also been on the, you know, a few other surplus markets. Now, that is interesting. I can actually smell slightly through this, but I think that's because these particulate filters are advertised as being like 99% effective. So I basically guess if you're in an enclosed space, then you can start smelling stuff because the filter's designed to work for a certain period and block 99%, so you have to evacuate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to evacuate now. I'm going to put an NBC filter on, which I hope still works, and then I'm going to test it again because I doubt it's the mask failing. I imagine it's the filter. So let me try that now and I'll be right back. Okay, I have a completely working S10 filter here, so I can't smell a thing. I'll just spray a bit more aerosol just to prove that it's not still activated out of the room. But I shouldn't be able to smell any of that. And this filter is doing its job. So that's nothing wrong with the Scott particulate filter as far as I'm aware.
That's because the particulate filter's job will stop some things and not others. As I said, a full NBC or ABEC filter is better because it has both the activated charcoal and the particulate filter. Both remove different things or stop different things. And now I can't smell things, so it's working. So, I might buy some more S10 filters because you can get the vacuum wrapped ones for about £5 to £10 I think as well. And S10 filters are good, I like them. I like the modern plastic look of them as well. So, yeah, as I was saying, if you're getting these masks on the surplus market, be very careful because a lot of people advertising them as new, but it seems they aren't actually new stock. So, you always have to watch out for that. But, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is a very, very good mask, and paying £50 for this, I'm very happy. I actually think I might like this more than the S10. Whether or not I like it more than the CT12 is still debatable, but it's very comfortable. As I said, I get a really good facial fit in this with the inner actual nose cup, sort of mouth cup area. That's very, very good. As you can see visually, it's very, very similar to an S10. Just with a slightly different type of eyepiece, really. But if you're going to copy something that works. So yeah, this is a Forsheda F2 A4, as said, or at least I believe it is. So yeah, as I was saying with filters, they're actually designed really a lot of filters to evacuate from somewhere. That's the thing that's a bit of a myth of gas masks. People think, you know, you can be in a contaminated environment just fine for ages with gas masks. That's not really true. Although it might be required of soldiers, the gas mask's idea is actually that you have it on with the filter so you can evacuate with doing minimal damage to yourself. Eventually filters always become oversaturated or there won't be enough oxygen to breathe, and masks can break down over time being exposed to some really nasty gases. But yeah, this S10 filter works absolutely fine on this, so there we go. S10 filters are really good, but as I said, that's not to knock the Scott particulate filter. I just think some of the stuff in the aerosol it can't block, and it's, I think, one of those 99% efficiency filters, not 100%, which gives you plenty of time to evacuate. But looks like I'll be ordering some more S10 filters because I thought this one was a bit outdated, but apparently it's still holding up, so there we go. So yeah, this mask, I've seen it before on a couple of covers. I think the remake of the Crazies had a picture of this on the cover. What I'm going to do now is just check obviously the mask's working and the smell's still there by breaking the seal and not being very happy and then just closing it. So here we go. Yeah, I'm not spluttering because I didn't take a huge lungful, but I can definitely smell that. And I can't smell a thing with the mask on, so... Yeah, once you force everything out the mask, I can't smell a thing. So, the S10 filters work, this mask works, and I'm just going to see if I can dig out that DVD cover to actually check the masks are the same.
Now, I've had a look, but it seems the cover I've got is the one with, for the newer film, it's just like, you know, one of those Michael Bay type exciting movie posters. But the old poster, as you can see, or the old sort of, like the new picture for the old, like the re-released picture, what I'm trying to get out for the old film, is an S10, as you can see. And then on the inside they've got a Canadian C3 actually on the disc, but in the film it's Mark V British respirators from World War II, but with filters glued onto the bottom, not the old asbestos filters. But yeah, as I was saying, the Forsheda is an excellent mask. I'm sure this Scott filter works perfectly fine against particulates that are different kind of vapours. Like I said, I really understand when it classes as a vapour or a particulate or whatever else. So what I'd suggest then is obviously getting ABEC filters for most things because they block most stuff. This will be fine against particulates, but as said, I'm not entirely sure which particulates a particulate filter blocks, so it's often better just to get an NBC or an ABEC filter to block everything so you know you'll be safe, rather than going, will this filter stop this gas?